Okay, I thought I'd never say this, and it's been years and years that I've been doing it in a certain way. But as you notice in some of my recent videos that I was sharing my eating routine and when I break my fast, well, it is true, but breakfast is truly back in my life. And here's why. It's kind of become a game changer for me after 50 now that I'm 55. Oh, and I'm getting closer and closer to 60. Hello. And so I realized that I have to start eating in the mornings because now my schedule has changed where I'm doing more workouts in the morning instead of later in the day. The other thing is I find that I'm starting to get hungry again in the mornings around 9 o'clock. And before I was always fasting, I was doing a lot of OMAD, which was great when I was perimenopausal. But now, I really see the changes and what the body requires, that it needs some fuel, and food is fuel. So in my past routine, I was skipping breakfast, I was barely eating lunch, and then eating a very early dinner. And then as I kept going for years and years in OMAD, my dinners were becoming later and later in the evening, and I was starting to snack and starting to graze even after dinner because I was still hungry. And I realized that in menopause, you know, having the brain fog as one of those main features of the benefits of going through menopause is that I needed food to fuel my brain and so that I could think a little better and just to change up what I was eating. So before I was very much just about, I'll say about 90% plant-based, and you know, that was still great in everything. But as my body changed, I was requiring more protein and animal protein. So I gear it towards more fish and eggs now, and I still eat red meat too, but I gotta treat it like a bonus instead of thinking that I have to eat red meat all the time just to get into my protein grams, you know, the goal, right? Getting over 100 grams of protein. You can easily do that even if you're plant-based or you're pescatarian, but I don't like to put labels on what we are. I just say, hey, eat whole foods, stay away from processed foods as much as possible. Basically grasp the 80-20 rule. Be consistent 80% of the time, and that 20% you may want to cheat a little bit or do something that you really enjoy eating. Maybe it's chocolate, right? Maybe it's bread, maybe it's pasta. You know, a lot of things that I had cut out through the week. Don't feel I need to restrict anything. I just need to understand when I need to time myself on when I can eat carbs. So with eating breakfast, my mid-morning energy levels stay up high because I'm eating now in the morning like I should. I've curtailed the irritability, my mood swings, right? You know about that. And then the bloating in the evening has started to subside a little better. So I was feeling like my bra was getting tight and swelling up, and I had to take off my bra at night because right after I ate dinner, and I'm like, why is that? Why is that? Yes, it's about eating the right types of food. Also, it was my timing, and stop eating so late and grazing and doing a lot of sugar and things like that at night. I can still do like a Greek yogurt, drop a few drops of my chocolate cacao beans, you know, that are like 70% or higher. And then I have some blueberries and a couple of walnuts that I chop up, and I sprinkle that into my little bowl. And it's like 3/4 cup of the original Greek yogurt. And that is giving me about 18 grams of protein. So if I want to do a dessert, which is optional, you don't have to. And if you don't need it, don't do it. But that was the way I got in my extra protein by the end of the day. I'm really shooting for 3 hours before bedtime that I stop eating. And that's it. And still, that is a form of intermittent fasting, right? Because I'm letting myself have about a 10-hour eating window, but I'm actually fasting 14 hours a day. And that's very comforting to my hormones without getting the cortisol levels going up, and to work with my rhythm throughout the day, and especially first thing in the morning. So I've tried these breakfasts and I'm getting, you know, anywhere from 25 to 35 grams of protein in, whether it is the yogurt or whether it's the eggs and maybe some turkey bacon, and then I might have a little bit of cottage cheese, or, you know, something like that. You understand how to put your meals together. And if you don't, there are a few that I have in my other free download, which is 5 fast breaking smart meals. There are some ideas there. And also I have ideas in my belly fat rescue plan, which is also in the download below. But if you want to know all this put together of what I've done to help lose weight, also to really get rid of the fat, that is my fasting lifestyle guide, and check that out, and the link will be below. So these results came to, like, again, smoothing out the mood swing, being more consistent, even kill with my energy levels, whether I work out or not. And then by midday, I don't have that crash, you know, the crash where you feel like you need to take a nap. That has not been happening in the last couple of weeks that I've been doing it this way. Less evening cravings and less cravings for sugar. Yes, that's huge if you start earlier in the day and even out, and then a little bit less carbs in the night, like your dinner, less carbs, better digestion, and fewer bloating days and nights. And like I said, my bra still fits good in the late night. So bottom line is to prioritize your protein first thing in the morning. Trying to hit 30 grams of protein would be excellent. That gets the day started out right, so you feel good and lose those cravings throughout the day and keep up the energy throughout the day. And then you're skipping the mid-morning snacking as well. And so again, you're eating 3 meals or 2, whatever works for you, but then you're not snacking in between because you feel better, fuller, and again, keeping up the energy levels. And if you stick with a evening cutoff time from eating, like 5, 6, 7 o'clock, say, right? And assuming that you're going to bed at 10, say 10 p.m., you're doing fabulous. This is what it's about. So basically this change felt like permission to nourish myself instead of restricting. Even as I age, it feels good. So be hormone friendly with yourself. Work with your rhythm of what the body requires and keep up your routine throughout the day, and no snacking. And I think you'll feel a lot better. So what other things are you doing? Did you change anything in your eating routine, in your meal timing, and when you eat and what you eat? I'd love to hear about it, so please do leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Oh, and don't forget, you can always begin again. That's what this channel is about. Learning and finding new ways and old ways that work today for the postmenopausal lady.